from your experience, there is any chance to save a marriage when only one person likes and the other not doesn't finish to like? What? It's impossible to save all marriage. Yes.
Well, I'm not here to save marriages. Number one,
Okay.
I go through this process of discernment with my clients. From the very beginning, I will observe. I will see how much energy each person put into it. When during my one-on-one session with them, I ask all kind of questions to assess how much energy they still want to put in the relationship. Are they say 80% in, or they only 20% in? You know, if one person is 20%, the other is 80%, it's really hard to make the change, because one person will more likely to do something to change themselves, and the other person just will kind of go with the ride, right? And it creates this imbalance. And also, you probably know this, you cannot make a relationship work if the other person does not want it. Well, the tricky question is, Nuno, a lot of times people were ambivalent. They have a part of them, they want a relationship, they don't want to go out and find someone else because it's too difficult. They're, it's been a long time. They feel they're not as attractive. They can't find anybody better. And the other part of them just want something better. There's like this relationship is painful and suffering for me. I want someone who's different. And they hope that being in a relation with somebody else will make everything just magically better. But if they do not change, they will attract the same kind of people and the same kind of dynamic, right? So it's very tricky. I leave it. Yeah.
Very tricky. Yes, very, very tricky. Because there are several problems. For example, I myself, 20 years ago, 25, I suffer from emotional dependence. You know what is emotional dependence?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, we call it codependence.
Codependence, yeah. Exactly. It's very, very, very hurtful and very painful.
Yes.
But we learn. We have to learn. Sooner or later, we have to learn. Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
And from a spiritual point of view, do you think that the ego plays a fundamental role in the relationship? The ego. Understand what I'm calling the ego? Yes.
Yes. I know what you're saying. So here you call it the ego. In my line of work or theory, we call it person-centered. Mm-hmm. That means you only think about you, your benefit, your interest, mm-hmm. how to get your needs met. You do not see the larger system like you're in with this person, how your behavior will impact the other person, how if you can build a climate in your relationship that benefits both of you, right? If both people are very selfish, self-centered, right? They only think about them, very likely they will quarrel. Like, for example, doing dishes. If none of them like to do dishes, they just want the other person to do dishes after a meal. They just sit there and they will be fighting about it every day. I see couples fighting about it after 20, 30 years. They haven't resolved that one issue. It's just a sign that they're not thinking about their whole system.
Another tricky question. Because how okay, it's dependent, of course, but there is no magic formula to keep a marriage going. There is no magic formula. Yes,
there is a magic formula. There is.
There is.
There is. I used to believe there's no magic formula, but now I the more people I see, and the more reflection I do, and the more spiritually I grow, I really see a formula. So the formula is, number one, always go back to yourself. Go to your body first. Ask yourself what is true to you. And if you're hyper vigilant, aroused, calm your nervous system down. Before you say anything, do anything, go back to yourself. Ask you, what do I want right now? Do I want a cup of tea? Do I want to take a walk? Do I want to pet my cat? Do I want to look at the birds outside? What do I do to make myself feel calmer and more be in my body? You're a spiritual person, so you know that our soul is residing in our body most of the time. But when we are very distressed, sometimes it leaves. So we want to go back to our body. And we want to be aligned with ourselves first. And then hopefully your partner is doing the same. And you wait until they're ready to connect with you. You wait until they're in their body, and then you connect, you reach out, you connect with them saying, hey, I want connection. Tell them exactly what you want in very simple words. No blaming, no criticizing. Don't make it about them, make it about you. Say, I feel sad when we are not connecting. I would love to hold your hand right now. Are you okay with that? And if the other person say, no, I don't want to hold your hand right now, say, okay, I acknowledge that. Maybe we can do that later, but I just want to let you know I want a connection with you. And then you know if the other person keeps saying, no, maybe this is not a relationship you want to be in. Maybe they're not ready to be in a relationship with you and connect in that way, right? But you start from yourself. Calm yourself down. Go back into your body. Get in touch with what you want and your desire, which is really hard work. It's not easy at all to get in touch with your desire and speak from that place, that tender place, to the other person. And I think if the other person is on the same wavelength with you, they have the capacity to do that, you will build a beautiful relationship. You will have a lot of ruptures for sure because people are different, but you will build a beautiful relationship.
Yes, perfect. Because
so that's my
yes, you are very, very correct and right. Because here in Portugal, now it's since 10 years ago, the psychiatrists tell the most important thing for the couple is to not have any secrets, to put all the emotions and to talk with each other. No secrets, all the emotions, no hiding, so the couple can know each other's. You agree with that?
I'm not quite sure. As a couple therapist, I'm all for talking about feelings. But the no secret policy is very tricky.
Why?
We all want to
Why it's very tricky? Please explain us.
Yes. So see, since childhood, I have young children, they're 8-year-old. They want to keep something to themselves. It's just a human nature. We want to keep something just for us. Certain things, either we do not want to share or we're not ready to share in that moment. One shares when you feel safe. So if you just rip people apart and make them expose themselves, every single piece of them, they will feel very unsafe. So it really depends on the timing and how, and if the environment is safe enough for them to share. Emotions, basic emotions, you probably know the 5 basic emotions, generally is a good place for people to connect. People don't connect from thoughts because we have different opinions and you just get into like debate, right? So that's the old therapist trick, down to their emotions and connect there, because we can connect from there. Everybody gets sad and angry sometimes, right? But it's tricky is the information that you have about your deepest desires and fantasies, virtual fantasies. Some of them you may want to share with your partner, and some of them you may not want to share. You just want to keep it to yourself and entertain yourself, which is not part of the relationship yet. You don't know in the future if you want to share or not. But in that moment, maybe you don't feel safe. Maybe you're afraid the other person will judge you, will criticize you, will leave you. And we're all in for the relationship security. So it makes sense. There's a part of them want to protect them in that moment. So it takes time for people to trust the other person. That makes sense, right? It's through repetitive experience you see, are you always being open and supportive when I share something? And then you, over time, you start to relax, you share more. You don't just come in and say, let me tell you all about my fantasies. Like, what if the other person is like, yuck?